Hello, this is Tracy Yates, and this is another exciting episode of Reality Check Radio. In this episode, we're going to talk about the fact that Yellowstone is on the verge of erupting. And what does that mean for people living in the USA or even worldwide? Um, Yellowstone is a super volcano. And what that means is that if Yellowstone erupted, it would completely annihilate all the states around it that are neighboring it with so much ash and debris that there wouldn't be any survivors. And the outside states in the USA would eventually get so much ash that unless people are prepared, it would be unlikely that there would be a lot of survivors. And then the effects worldwide would be this blocking out the sun and creating another potential ice age. I mean, it's really that serious. It's a super volcano, probably the biggest super volcano in the world. And so, what are they not telling us about Yellowstone? And that's what I want to talk to you about in this episode of Reality Check Radio. But before we jump to Yellowstone, we have to take into account what is going on with neighboring volcanoes. Okay, so we have a neighboring volcano in Washington called Mount Rainier. Okay, and I want to share something with you guys. Well,
Serious right now. Mount Rainier is loco. This is a map of Mount Rainier, literally real time, right now as I do this video with you guys. Hey, moderator, best moderator on YouTube. Thank you, moderator, for all your hard work. Um, I've got a video that I'm going to share with you guys at the end of this live stream that I want your help on. I've been working on the a lot of things, but one thing I've been working on, we're going to come back to, is this ancient time traveler that's moving through the inner solar system. I have some news that I want to.
what Mr. MBB 333 means by ancient time traveler is a asteroid that's coming through that was outside of our solar system that doesn't have any, it shouldn't be there. He's not talking about actual time travelers. Just to make that clear, I hope I can pick up where we left off because this video seems to be kind of messing up here with me. But anyway, let me stop share and try to get back to where this video left off. If you would just give me a second here, I will try to do that. Hold on 1 second. Okay, yeah, it's brought me back there, so I'm gonna share screen with you guys once again. Hopefully it'll pick up where it left off. I hope.
Conservatively, if there was only 10 planets per star, we're talking about 1,000 billion planets. Not all of which would be, life supporting, of course, but there's
No, sorry, it didn't. It actually didn't.
we're scheduled to.
Sorry, guys. I'm gonna stop share right here. Hold on one second.
Wayne. I don't know. There's definitely something.
Okay, I'm gonna share again. Let's try this again, guys. Be patient with me. Okay.
There's movement out here in the Pacific Ocean. That's what that buoy's telling us. We can't just dismiss all of this activity that we see, the rogue activity we're seeing up at
I believe
Yellowstone,
we
the
went
rogue activity,
past.
a slip fault to where it's going to create a seismograph doesn't necessarily mean it's a glitch. We see one, if we see one this big, if we see one, feed. So yeah, they're red line. I can't go any louder. For everybody else in the room would, yeah, probably.
What I want to say, I'm sharing Mr. MB 323's data with you because he's very accurate. He's known to be spot on. And he validated over 800 earthquakes within the last 30 days around Mount Rainier in Washington. Okay. And I want to play this in the hopes that you guys will get to hear that out of his own mouth, in the next few seconds here. But if you don't, I'm going to move on.
That's fine. Thank you. Heart Earth. That's cool. I like that. Nice name. Yeah, I think people are messing with me, JWK. You're right. I know the volume's good because I can actually see the digits over here. I've got a meter on this one. But the big mic up here, I didn't have a meter on. So when people would say, the volume's low or whatever, I didn't have any way to verify it or, confirm it. These I do. So uh, I'm watching on TV, chatting on iPhone. Volume is great on both. Thank you, Stacy. Appreciate that. So volume's good, guys. Okay, where are we at? Back to Mount Rainier. Is something about to go off? I would say so. In my humble opinion, I would say Mount Rainier is telling a story that is getting ready to erupt. How big the eruption could possibly be, that remains to be seen. You can see the list of earthquakes over here. I'll zoom in a little tighter. Look at the list. Look at that. Just in the last 30 days. Albeit they're small, I get it. They're small quakes, but that's still a lot of activity. Look at all these. It just goes on and on and on. And when we see one, if we see one this big, if we see one over 5, more than likely that'll be a sign that it's getting ready to erupt. I remember when Mount Kilauea on the Big Island of Hawaii erupted in 2018, and we had a man on the ground there that was running around showing the lava rolling. It actually made the Big Island bigger, and he was watching the lava flows in real time. It was quite unbelievable. But there was a larger earthquake just prior to, or right at the same time as the eruption. So far, there haven't been any major earthquakes here. Just a lot of earthquakes, a lot of small earthquakes.
Anyway, so far there have been over 800 earthquakes in the last 30 days around Mount Rainier in Washington. Okay. That's a good sign that Mount Rainier is about ready to go. I mean, it's a really, really, really strong sign. Here's what they're not telling you. And Mr. MB333 also verified this. If you want to go to his channel and watch some of his videos, then you can get that verification from him as well. But what they're not telling you is that Yellowstone, the super volcano in Yellowstone is also having a lot of seismic activity right now. And what we know for sure is that Mount Rainier has had over 800 small earthquakes within the last 30 days, and it looks like it's about ready to blow. Okay. Yellowstone is around just at 700 miles away from Mount Rainier on the same fault lines. So here's what should cause you to think and seriously consider what I'm trying to say. Mr. MB333 went to look at Yellowstone, considering what's happened with Mount Rainier. He went to look at Yellowstone, and all of Yellowstone's seismic activity was offline. Let me say this again. Mr. MB333, considering what was happening around Mount Rainier, went to Yellowstone to look at their seismic activity, and it was offline. So what does that mean for you and me? What it means is you have these billionaire elites that are preparing their deep underground military bases for cataclysmic events that are about to happen. The last thing they need is chaos. The last thing they need is traffic being interrupted, anything, in the regular day-to-day activity being interrupted, because that thwarts their end game. And so the last thing they want the public to do is panic. Okay. So why? And I'm asking you, put it in the comments below. I'm asking you for your opinion. Why would all the seismic activity around Yellowstone be offline right now when we have over 800 small earthquakes around Mount Rainier in the last 30 days, which is a strong indication of an eruption? And like I said, Yellowstone is right at 700 miles away on the same fault line. Why would all the seismic activity of Yellowstone be pulled offline right now? Really, really deep subject matter to think about, serious subject matter to think about. And that's really all I wanted to point out, because I don't do conjecture. And I'm not going to conjecture as to, any more than the information that I have at hand. And that's the information I have at hand. And that's what I wanted to share with you guys. So be prepared, stock up, and if you have a basement in your home, then get filtration devices on that basement, against ash. You can order these things online. It's a little spendy, but it's worth it if it saves your life. And just be prepared. Stock up on food, MRIs, meals, I mean MREs, excuse me, meals ready to eat. Stock up and be prepared, because there's a lot of stuff going down right now, and I am just keeping you updated as I am informed and on the things I know about, because I care about you guys. So please like, subscribe, and share. And share it with your friends. They deserve to know this stuff, whether they believe or not. It could save lives. So anyway, I want to thank you for tuning in to another episode of Reality Check Radio, and I will always keep you updated on the things that I know that are going on around the world. So until next time, be safe and God bless.